Hi, my name is Teresa Alabata, and I am the Powerful Asian Paradigm Shifter. Today, I feel inspired to talk about friendship and how I think, in my opinion, that it is an honor to be friend zoned rather than to have no friends at all and be lonely. So I like many people I'm starting to notice online are sharing the idea that maybe conventional ideas of partnership, uh, at least in the Western world, are becoming outdated. And I think we're at a time in the world where we are desiring expansion and more options to be happy, fulfilled, and accepted, and to belong in society in more ways than the very narrow um, criteria of having to marry and have kids and buy a house and do all the traditional things that became popular in the 1950s. It's just not the 1950s anymore, and it never will be. No matter how much nostalgia we have for a time period, uh, no matter how much we may miss our childhoods and what we grew up with in terms of ideas, time only moves forward. And with technology, we just have too much information and exposure to different ideas, cultures, values that with that information, we could just never go backwards to any time period. I think we can recreate it. I think we can play dress up and we can role play for fun. It's an interesting idea. But if anything, it would just be more of repeating the past than bringing it back. Um, the only time that truly exists is now, and now is always present. And it is always moving forward, whether or not we like it. And we can see that in, how, say for like the idea of technology, there can be people who want to live off the grid. There can be people who resist learning new technology and just want to do everything by hand or by phone. And they can continue to exist, but it is going to take longer and it's going to be more difficult to keep up with the pace of everyone else who, is embracing innovation and growth. Um, there's so many factors that can go into a topic like that, but I guess that's um, just a general case of looking at things realistically. I think when it comes to what is relevant and what is actually happening time wise and value wise. And so this is all my opinion. I don't expect 100% of the world to agree with me because I do not agree with 100% of the world myself. And so, for my part of the world, for my people, my specific um, group of people, I think that at least in the United States, if not just the Western world in general, we have over glorified sex, romance, and partnership. I think we have placed all of our eggs in those very few baskets for feeling fulfilled, happy, worthy, successful. And I think it's caused a lot of stress because as the world grows, as we expand, and as culture and media change, we realize these boxes are not boxes that we all fit in. And I almost feel like the more I hear about the news and celebrities and even just people on social media, just everyday people like me on social media sharing our opinions about like things around romance and dating and partnership. I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing what the algorithm knows I will like. That's possible. But there's a lot more people out there like me who are just like, I don't need marriage or children to be happy. Maybe in the right circumstances, with the right partner, in the right place that feels really safe, it's something maybe I could consider and be more open to, but it's not an actual requirement for me to feel happy. And I actually get people asking me, you seem so happy. You seem, like you're doing great. Is it because you're dating someone? Is it because you have kids? And I literally said to someone in their face, like, I think it's because I have neither. I am like this. I am energetic. I am curious. I am happy. I am having fun. Single. I have friends. I go out and socialize a bit, but not with the goal of romance or intimacy. I just, you know, so long as everyone is respectful, I just like people. I like myself. I like feeling good, and I'm a curious person who's constantly learning about various topics across the board. And yeah, I'm just a nerd, and so that's fun. I'm already having fun. I am already satisfied and fulfilled as a single woman, staying single, not dating, not seeking partnership. That is not a priority for me. Hey, so I don't know if you heard that car honk, but so I feel like we're placing way too much value and way too much importance on other people giving us worthiness and value. Like to place so much pressure on finding like one soulmate to fulfill all of our needs all the time, 24/7, and to not prioritize like self-fulfillment and self-sufficiency and the ability to entertain and comfort ourselves first. um, I feel is like has been a recipe for disaster. um, because of this, so I have notes on the side in case my gaze goes elsewhere. Because of this pressure to fit in, I feel like there's this desperation, not just like a desire, but a desperation to pair off. Um, with anyone who will stick around, even if you have not taken the proper time to get to know them, to vet them out, to see if you actually match in terms of your values and your goals with your partnership or your life in the long run. um, it's become associated with social survival and acceptance. And so I feel like a lot of people are just looking for trophy partners. And I've definitely felt like I've been a trophy partner a few times where someone was just like, oh, I'm with someone, and isn't she, like intelligent and fun and funny and, all this kind of stuff, and them putting so much pressure on me to like have to always be at every family event and just so many events. And I once dated someone who just like had a huge family. It was like someone's birthday almost like every week, and it got expensive and exhausting. And but like I didn't want to be offensive, and I didn't want to be like, oh, can I just like maybe sit a couple of these out or like a handful of these out, because it was like a freaking huge family. And for me, I'm just an only child, and I mostly keep to myself, so it definitely was not equal. And I'm also an introvert, so I was forcing myself to be more social than I actually felt like. And I'm also ambitious, so I'm always busy. I have projects, plans all the time. I'm always planning something. um, and I love it. It's fun. I like living that way. But yeah, I just, it took me time to realize that I am just not someone who's emotionally available for a partnership. I am not happy in it. It is takes too much out of me when I have so much of my own stuff that fulfills me, and that is actually helpful for other people. So I have another YouTube channel called Eczema Phoenix. It's also nice and small, and but I've had a lot of people like tell me my videos have helped them with their own sensitive skin, itchiness, and certain skincare recipes and stuff like that. And so that's really fulfilling. And I have more community there, globally, like other eczema warriors benefiting from the content that I make, that it's online. And I'm so happy to help because, I didn't have that kind of information or example of like how to live with eczema in a way where you want to keep living, since I was like 5 years old. So I was happy. I am still happy to create that content, for other people in that community. And so, like, I'm connected with so many people there and online in that way. Um, and so going back to partnership, I feel like it just gives way too much power to other people over you or you over them. And either way, that is a toxic situation. It is not healthy. It could become predatory. It could become a situation where one person could take advantage of the other person. I don't know. It's yeah, I'm sure I see successful couples online all the time. I see happy couples in person all the time. That is great. And I am both happy and supportive for those people. And I hope that that will last and that they can support each other for as long as they want to, while also being happy for myself, knowing that I've never been able to last more than a year or two with anyone, even the most nerdy, best patient, calm, person I've ever met. If there was not an issue with the personality, they had addiction issues, and they hid those from me, and so it seems just like such an unpredictable situation, and people are changing all the time over time. Just to me, it's like partnership can be a nice experience. It could be like a learning lesson. You have an experience with someone, you learn to compromise in different ways, maybe you expand, maybe it challenges you in good ways. um, and I feel like it's also good to be open to the possibility of it ending at some point, or just to not be like so attached to it that it like defines you and it becomes the only thing that makes your life worth living, because you are a worthy being on your own too, and you were operating long before having a partner. And there are also just so many other connections in your life, like friends and family, and then like, like for me, like my eczema community, like health related communities. You can have interest based communities like gaming communities, nerd communities, comic book communities, music communities, sports communities. There are so many people to be able to connect with, even just online, based on similar interests or health issues you're going through or whatnot. That I just feel like it's impossible to be lonely anyway, even if you don't have a partner. And that only one-to-one like partnerships, um, I feel like to force yourself into that only and to place all of your eggs in that basket is just so risky. And then, it's like, what if you or the other person has like a bad temper or gets jealous, and then one or the other starts isolating each other? I've been on both sides of that fence, where I've uh, been the jealous girlfriend and where I've had the jealous boyfriend. Um, and so I experienced both sides of that fence, and it was not pleasant either way. I did not feel good about myself in either side of that fence. It was a horrible experience both ways. And I'm more secure with myself now, but I also just like don't care as much. I feel maybe it's a combination of like exhausted and lazy, and it's just so much easier to just deal with my own shit, and then I can like wake up whenever I want. I can spend as much time in the bathroom as I like. I can eat whatever I want, no judgment, no comments. um I and also I think like, you know it's a shame that especially men, but I mean this can go both ways, but I feel like especially men are shamed for being friend zoned by women they're attracted to but who don't feel the same way. And I personally feel like friendship lasts longer. So if someone is like willing to genuinely be your platonic friend and willing to still like be in your life, I think that's an honor, because that means that they feel comfortable with you and that they're willing to still like spend time with you. Companionship is still there. You still have birthdays to celebrate. You still have like some kind of connection in some kind of way. I don't know why just being friends with someone has become like so bad, and then we wonder why we're so lonely when we've been taught to put so much pressure on just one person for all of our needs and fulfillment, and to be so needy and dependent on someone else to make us look good or feel good, and like based on whose opinion, like if there are people in your life who are judging you because you're single, or they're judging you because you get friend zoned, they are not nice people. And in my opinion, I would not put too much weight or value on their opinions. I think it's great to be friends with people. I think that if you and the other person can come to a respectful place, and you or the other person can let go of jealousy and actually get to a place where you can genuinely be happy for each other, and support each other in a platonic way, I actually feel like that's way more valuable. And I think friendship is also a better way to get to really know someone. And so if you still like them despite flaws, despite them burping and farting and, being a human being, being imperfect, being real, maybe there's some true love there. But at the same time, I think true love is not controlling, and that it is flexible and liberating. I am a free spirit. Maybe that's just my opinion, but if true love is like restrictive and controlling and so specific, and you gotta fit in the box, and you gotta do this and that whenever I want, or blah, 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 then I don't want that kind of love. I would prefer something more like a friendship over a romance any day, and because that way I can just like relax and be myself and have fun and joke around. A lot of these dates lately just sound like job interviews, and then you have to suit up or dress up and be so impressive and check these boxes. And then there's people like pickup artists who are trying to nag you because they have low self-esteem, so they try to give you low self-esteem, so like they lower you to their level. And it's just like romance these days, in my opinion, is a little fucked up. But for those people who have like real connections, who are able to have a friendship, or friendship is the base of their romance, then that's a better situation. It's a lot safer, I think, emotionally, more acceptance, and able to have more laughter as well. And so I think like if we could just like let go of the need to pair off all the time, 24/7 or at all. And I think that if this world, this Western world, or I don't know if it's a global issue too, but I think if there could be more acceptance of individuals being just as worthy and just as valuable members of a community, that a lot more of us would be happy. There would be less pressure, less stress. We would live more happy, healthy, fulfilling lives, because stress kills, and stress lowers your immune system. Like, it's just like we don't need to pair off with people to survive. Like, we will live, we will be fine. If you really look at it, like, we will be just fine. And there have been people in the 50s, and there have been people before the 1950s who never married, who are very happy and successful and fulfilled, and great members of society, making great contributions because they put the love they could have put into a partnership, into their own projects and their own self. And I don't want to discourage partnership if it is truly based on true love, openness, and friendship. Then that's healthy and that's safe for everyone. But if you're just doing it to look impressive or to meet some outside standard, it's really putting way too much power outside of yourself than keeping it within yourself. And I don't know if partnerships based on that are really even genuine. And if they're not genuine, are they even going to last? Because the foundation is based off kind of phoniness, and not off like true, genuine personal desire and like an actual organic development of a bond. on its own without so much concern for outside opinions. So that's my opinion. And um, I'm going to be honest, I would love to hear from other people who share my opinion because I know not everyone does. So, if you don't, that's fine. You are free to move on and go to other videos that you enjoy much more than this one. But if you are on the same boat as me, I'd love to say hi and just, it would just, honestly be nice to get a little validation for this because it's not a conventional standard, and it is certainly not something that is promoted in mass media. So I hope that if you're someone who is single and feeling sad, that this makes you feel a little better, because I'm single and happy, and I honestly could die this way. I really could. I think I have another video that says I could die. Well, no, this is a video or podcast. By the way, I have a podcast too called Lovely Day for a Paradigm Shift. I'll leave a link below if you're curious. I have at least 10 episodes recorded and available for listening if you're interested in other paradigm shifting thoughts that I have. And at some point this year, I would like to return to my podcast because I have a lot of fun with it. So like if you like this video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye.